Hi! I thought I'd do that really quickly. Hi, my name's Steve, Steve Vaping UK, and thanks very much for coming over to watch me today. Today I want to talk about a little tank, a very fucking big, well, not a very big tank. This is the Smoktech TFV8 in black. Been using this for quite a while now. It's a 24mm round atomizer, so I'm going to say a con I haven't thought of, that if you've used, say, I don't know, something like this, you might have some issues, but on this Solara DNA 200 is working very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it down to my table. We're going to have a look at it. We're going to come back up and we're going to talk about it. Okay, so let's have a look at the Smoktech TFV8 Cloud Beast. The usual sort of gumph on the side. It's got some information straight away about the hyper engines. So the hyper engines is these little jobbies here. So in the kit, I've actually got this one out because I'll be using it. It has got 4 coils, comes out to about 0.2 ohms, and it is a beast of a coil. Absolute beast. Now I know one of the things that people were talking about in the TFV4 was it went through e-liquid like no business. I've found, yeah, this does like to drink some juice. I've found I've had to refill it if I'm chain vaping every, quite regularly, not sort of every half an hour to an hour. It is going to drink juice, but I'm not surprised because that's what's in there. Anyway, I'm just getting ahead of myself in a minute. So if we open this up, obviously my tank's already out, but in here, just to show you, you get a bag of extra goodie stuff. If you lift this up, you get some information about, don't blow yourself up. The pointless, useless bit of cotton, and then you get 2 more. So this is the RBA base, just before I get it, and it's a fairly good little base. Unscrew like this. There's your RBA base. Already got some coils in it. I've had a bit of a go on this. I've given it a clean up because I didn't want to use it too much. Coils are fairly good, really nice and easy to build on. As you can see, it's a velocity style deck in there. Nothing overly fancy. Now look into there, and every coil, might not be able to see this, but on every coil there is some writing on there. It'd be helpful if I actually got it in. It's not going to focus, but each of them have their preferred wattage. So this one goes from 50 to 180 watts. Best is 90 to 150 watts. So I've actually found you can drop these down quite a bit. I mean, this will go fire at 90 watts, 50 watts, sorry. Yeah, it's actually pretty good, to be honest. Let's get all this. So let's just dump this, and then we'll sort of put it back in, and then we'll get this out of the way. So they're the 2 coils. We spoke that. You get an extra piece of glass in there as well. You get another bag of goodies with a couple of things. One of them says Cloud Beast. One of them says Smok, and then you get your usual thing, and then you get the bag of silica, which is now gone because I end up with so many of these. It's unbelievable. Right, so let's just get this out of the way. Okay, so we've now got our parts. Now this is obviously the top, which has got the usual, the usual airflow, the juice inlets. Oh, knock my mic out of the way. As you can see through this is where your juice is going to go, but we're going to put it all together first. So this is the other coil we were talking about. I've been using this one recently. I've used them all so far. This one, I don't know why, this one seemed to be my preferred. 50 to 250 watts, best at 120 to 180. It does produce the cloud. So as you can see, that's what your contact is. So you screw that into your base, nice and snugly. There's your airflow. It is adjustable. This is actually closed down for some reason, but I've actually been rocking it fully open. Then you've got your glass. Your glass just fits in over the top like that. Then the last bit that we're going to put in is the last bit, obviously. So let me get this in. So there we go, one full tank. Now I'll talk about a lot of this when we go back up top, but filling it is okay. They've actually seemed to have changed a few of the things they've done in the past, and this sort of, why can I stop knocking that? It's really irritating me. If you look at this, so this is where your juice is going to go. Now this is kind of like a silicon, I guess. So I'm putting some of this in. This is Epicloud's Strawberry Circus. Now I'm going to try with a unicorn bowl. Yeah, sure, it's going to be fine. With this, you have to kind of angle it a little bit and sort of push it in. Definitely a unicorn bottle is going to be better, but it will fill. And as you can see, this is filling, and we're just gonna fill it. Oh, juice has gone everywhere, so we'll sort that out in a minute. Oh dear. I'll do for now. It's pretty much filled. But as you can see, if you've got yourself a unicorn bottle that will shove in there, it's going to be a lot better for you. So yeah, so let's just pop that back on like that. We now have a full Smoktech tank. As you can see, it's very chunky. It's 24.5 mils to the bottom to 50 mils up to the top. 74 grams in weight, made of stainless steel, 510 on there on the bottom, obviously. It says, now this is where it gets quite interesting. So, with the coil that I have in here at the moment, it's got a 5.5 mil capacity. With the other one that I showed you, it then has a 6 mil capacity. Nice big adjustable airflow at the bottom, which you can adjust if it is sometimes a little bit stiff, but that's fine. Gel and drip tip. Top fill system, and they call it a convenient top fill system, and I would kind of agree with that. Go, it's all on there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on my DNA 200, and we're gonna muck around with it, and then we'll talk about it some more. Okay, so that was that all up close. Really good little tank, actually. Really, I say little, it's a fucking beast. I like this tank. Does it produce the clouds? It does produce the clouds indeed. My DNA is doing things that I don't want it to do, so let's just cut that off. Yeah, it's a really good little tank. I mean, it's not going to win any awards for flavour, put it this way, but the flavour is definitely there, and it's actually not bad. I've got this 130 watts at the moment on that 4 coil thing. Let's give it a vape. It does produce some clouds. Does it produce as much clouds as, say, a dripper? Probably not, no, but definitely produces some clouds. So I've been using this now for about 3 or 4 weeks, predominantly on this coil. I've tried the other ones. This coil is the one I've been using the most, and so far I've probably put about 60 mils of juice through it, and it's still going strong. I mean, again, if you want to close the airflow down a little bit, so let's do that. Let's close the airflow down just a touch. You'll get a bit better flavour on there. So I've turned the airflow down about halfway, still keeping it the same. Definitely produces the clouds. And yeah, with that airflow down, let's just turn it down just a little bit more. The airflow down, you get a bit more flavour out of it, which is good. But really, for me, this is about the this is definitely about the clouds. Now, juice wise, I've found anything 70% upwards definitely is better. I haven't tried anything lower than that because you're going for clouds. You know, you're going to want something that's got a higher VG ratio. Design on it, you can get it in stainless steel, you can get it in black. So I've got mine in black, so I wanted to put it on my DNA 200, which I'm going to be talking about very shortly. My DNA 200, this one has replaced this one, so that's now gone. Well, not gone, but it's still around. Really nice. Now, interestingly, if you drop the wattage down, so this says 50 to 250 watts. So just for science, let's drop it all the way down. Now, I'm not going to make you watch this. So 50 watts. There you go. So exactly the same coil. See what happens. Yeah, I mean, that kind of answers it. I mean, that was giving me about 3.5 volts. So let's knock it up again. Let's go to, I don't know, let's go to 69 watts. Starting to get there. So let's go to 93. It still goes there. I mean, you can tell, obviously at a lower wattage on this, you can tell that it's a weaker vape than if you put it up to its full potential of the of the, you know, the whatever it is. Now, I haven't pushed this any higher, so I'm going to go, let's go to 165. Yeah, 165, good enough for me. Me personally, I've been leaving this at about 110, 120. Size of it, so let's do some pros. Let's do some pros and cons, shall we? So cons on this: juice. It will drink juice. Okay, there's no there's no other way of putting it. It will drink juice. So if you don't like things that drink juice, this probably isn't for you. Other cons: I haven't had any leaking. Touching lots of wood, I've had no leaking yet, which is good. So I can't talk for it leaking, but I've heard people that it has. So I'm going to kind of put that there as a con. I mean, the only other cons I can really think of, you can't change the drip tip. The drip tip is what it is. I mean, you could probably get some sort of cover for it, but then it would get fucking ridiculous. So why would you want to do that? The lower wattages might affect people as well. The fact that you can't put it on a lower wattage, I don't know, maybe that's a con for people. Pros for me on this: clouds. The clouds that come out of this are good for a tank. Now for a dripper, I mean, it's going to be about the same, but for a tank, you know, clouds that come out of this really good. If you turn that airflow down a bit as well, you do get the flavour. This is, yeah, like I said, the Upper Clouds range. I vaped an amount of this, and it's not as good as what I'd get from other atomizers, but still good. Top flow. I like this. I like this fill system. I liked it on the TFV4, the little top system. I know that some people have said that on others it's leaked. My TFV4 never leaked, so I can't say that's a bad thing. Coils on this can get pricey as well. They're about, for a free pack, I've seen them for about 16 quid. So, I mean, but on the flip side of that, you get an RBA base, and the RBA base is actually really easy to work with. It's quite big. You've got plenty of room. You can unscrew things and do things. It's a very easy system to work with, and you can just rely on that if you really want. So are you going to need to rob a bank? So I got mine from a site called Red Eye Vapor. Get a lot of my stuff from there. And that come in at about £30, $34.99, I think. And they do free shipping over 30 quid. I think that's worth it, personally. I'm glad I bought it. My TFV4, I'd used it for a while. It was time that it got sidelined. This has been really good. Comes recommended from me. That is what it is. Before I forget, there is a now TFV8 baby that has been released, which is obviously a bit smaller. You do what you want. Me, I'd stick with this. But thanks very much for watching.